Hello, I'm Jacquelyn Meisel, a postdoc in MIHI POPs Lab at the University of Maryland. My poster is titled Introducing Genome Assembly to the General Public Through Interactive Word Games. When we sequence DNA from an organism, be it humans, bacteria, or viruses, the sequencing technologies that we use only read small chunks of DNA at a time, yet genomes are substantially larger. Reconstructing genomes from DNA sequencing reads, or genome assembly, is a fundamental task in genomics that is the foundation for many downstream analyses. Genome assembly is essentially putting together a huge jigsaw puzzle. This is impossible to do by hand, and genome assembly really reveals the power provided by the combination of biology and computer science. To introduce complex genome assembly concepts to the general public, and to illustrate computational thinking paradigms related to assembly algorithms, we developed a simple word game similar to magnetic poetry kits. The game involves reconstructing repetitive phrases from fragments printed on magnets. One of the phrases we use is from Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. We break up the phrase into fragments containing a fixed number of words. We give participants the jumbled fragments and ask them to reconstruct the original text by laying out the fragments in an overlapping pattern, like so, where the end of the first phrase is the beginning of the second phrase, and so on. We explain to participants that assembly of DNA fragments is very similar, except instead of looking for overlapping phrases, you are looking for overlapping strings of A's, T's, C's, and G's. The difficulty arises from the fact that some words occur multiple times in different contexts within the text. For instance, here we see the phrase, "it was the," repeated 4 times, meaning that without prior knowledge of the sentence, we could reconstruct it in multiple ways without knowing what the right answer may be. The size of the fragments and the complexity of the phrase can be varied to adjust the level of difficulty and demonstrate the relationship between read length and the complexity of genome assembly. In our example, we worked with fragments containing 4 words, or K equals 4. Longer fragments are going to be much easier to put back together than shorter ones. Additionally, simple sentences without lots of repetitive phrases are going to be much easier to reassemble than those with lots of repeated words or phrases. Finally, using a metal whiteboard as a backing for the game also creates the opportunity to introduce graph-based solutions to the genome assembly problem. This allows us to introduce a discussion of Eulerian graphs, tying assembly to the idea of drawing a picture without lifting the pen off the paper and without repeating any lines. Our experience demonstrates that this simple word puzzle is an effective tool for introducing several computational biology and computer science concepts related to genome assembly, parallel computing, and graph algorithms. We have used this word game at a public outreach during Maryland Day, a campus-wide open house organized at the University of Maryland each spring, and also as part of a computer science-themed summer day camps targeted at elementary and middle school students. The format we used was approachable to students as young as 4th grade, or about 10 years of age, yet flexible enough to allow the presentation of concepts with a broad range of difficulty levels. We are currently expanding the range of phrases used as a basis for the puzzle, and are planning to evaluate the use of this educational tool during upcoming summer camps.